Good morning, my friends. You are very welcome along to Wednesday morning's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. Of course, I am going to be speaking about Trent Alexander-Arnold and Real Madrid in this video, but there's lots of other subjects to go through as well, including a midfielder, a real good target that it looks like we may have missed the boat on. I'm going to be asking, will Jurgen Klopp really replace Gareth Southgate? That and a few more bits of Liverpool information over the next 8 to 10 minutes. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. Also, I just want to draw your attention to this. The Anfield Agenda podcast has officially dropped. The first episode went out yesterday on Tuesday. Myself and Jack Gill will be bringing you a brand new episode every week. You can find the Anfield Agenda podcast on Spotify, Acast, Apple Podcasts, or whatever your favourite podcast platform is. Just search Anfield Agenda and it should show up for you. Right, look, I'm going to get stuck into it, my friends, because there's a lot to go through over the next few minutes. I'm going to start off with the situation with Jurgen Klopp and the English national team job. Nothing to be concerned about or nothing to be excited about if you were looking forward to it. Chris Bascom has ensured that Jurgen fully intends to take 1 year sabbatical from football, whether it be club or international. And I think that's what we expected. That's what the man said. And he needs that rest. So England are going to have to find another manager. It won't be Jurgen Norbert Klopp. Now, the story that I told you guys about, a midfield that we look like we've missed the boat on, this started to break late last night, coming out of France, and it's been widely reported as well, that PSG and Joao Neves have reached an agreement. Now, I do want to say that this is just between the player and Paris Saint-Germain. They still have a lot of work to do to get that transfer fee sorted with Benfica, who seemingly want to hold out for the €120 million, which is the buyout clause in his contract. It's believed that he's rejected any discussions about extending with Benfica and that he's had his head turned by the Parisian club. This would be another one that Liverpool could scratch off the list of midfielders that we've been linked to. And like I've said many times over the past few weeks, lots of names being ruled out, but not a lot of information with regards to who we really are after. Yesterday, James Pearce reported that Liverpool are looking to sign a midfielder, a centre-back and a forward. And I want to see us have some action right now, because if Benfica agree to any type of a lower fee with PSG, surely we should be involved in that conversation. Or maybe you don't think he's worth the money. But either way, it's another name that we can tick off the list if this deal gets over the line. Now, I'm going to speak about Trent for a minute, but more to ask you guys how you're feeling. Last night on the Late Night Agenda, we dedicated most of the show to it. Some people in disbelief, some people in denial, some people a little bit nonplussed about it all. But for me, I just don't think it's a good look for the club. It doesn't look good that we've allowed a 25-year-old coming into the prime of his career to go into the last year of his contract. And if Real Madrid do make a play for him and Trent decides that he'd like to try a new avenue in life, then we're in trouble, because we're not going to command too high of a transfer fee, and surely we can't allow him to go for nothing. I understand sometimes people say that the club have gotten value from somebody, but also we got to remember our owners are stingy. They don't like spending. So the more transfer funds we can bring in, the better. The more options that surely Arne Slot will have. If Trent Alexander-Arnold departs, I'm going to say that that's a huge blow to the club. Not one that will destroy our season. We do have very good footballers, and Conor Bradley is a more than able deputy at right back. I think a link here, or an interesting tidbit, could be if Liverpool move for Jeremy Frimpong. We know that he's got a €40 million release clause in his contract. I'm getting mixed signals on whether we are interested or we aren't, but that contract, I believe, has to be triggered over the next week, or that release clause is no longer valid until next summer. So if we're interested, well, we're probably going to find out the answer to that one over the course of the next 7 days. A little bit now on Sepp van den Berg, because PSV, not PSG, PSV are certainly interested in bringing the young defender over to the Netherlands, but the price tag is a real sticking point. Liverpool are asking for about €20 million, which is about £17 million, and PSV want the fee a lot lower. Look, I'm sure that they do, but also Liverpool are perfectly within their rights to ask a reasonable transfer fee. He's been on loan at Mainz, he's performed very well, gotten rave reviews. I think this is more than reasonable, and if a club isn't willing to pay it, I would ask how strongly they really want the guy. Bologna, another club who apparently have an interest in Sepp van den Berg, and we've seen many reports to say that he's not happy with how Liverpool are treating him, he's not happy with the transfer fee being asked, but ultimately this is football, this is what it is, and if he doesn't want to be here, it's up to the club to get as much money as they can for him. If he changes his heart and decides to stay, that's absolutely fine as well, because he does look like he's a talent, and Arne Slot has been impressed with him according to reports. So I'm calm on this one, but I do believe the club should set a price and stick to it, and I think €20 million is more than reasonable for Sepp van den Berg. Look at some of the transfer fees we're seeing going around. £16-17 million doesn't seem unreasonable to me. Now, The Athletic have said that Barcelona's financial situation makes it unlikely that they could afford to sign Nico Williams this summer. This has got me a little bit confused for a couple of reasons. One, I've seen Javier Tebas, the La Liga president, say that Barca were getting close to being able to afford the deal. If you're not sure what I mean by that, La Liga have their own internal FFP system that all clubs have to input their financial information, and they kind of get told then what their budgets are and how much they have to spend on wages, transfers and stuff like that. So if he says they're getting close, I've got to take that at face value. But if they are still trying to find a way, surely we move. Surely if you're Liverpool, this has to tickle your fancy. 22 years of age now, an undoubted talent, just won the Euros with Spain, seemingly going to move this summer. Release clause of about 45 million. Yes, his wages are very high. It's rumoured he's asking for about £300,000 a week, which is a lot of money, but we're going to lose Mo at some point down the line. He could be the replacement in my eyes. And again, I don't like us hanging around and doing nothing. We've seen lots of reports to say who we're not interested in. Mark Gay of Crystal Palace was another one of those we've been told that apparently Liverpool are a little bit cold on now. No problem, but again, we do have to move on to somebody else. And according to reports from Florian Plettenberg and a few others, that somebody else won't be Mohamed SIMAKAN, despite what Florian says about Liverpool being interested. Other journalists have come out, like Ian Doyle, to say that he's not on Liverpool's radar at the minute. Again, I'm not saying one's right and the other's wrong, but you can see what I'm saying about mixed signals again. Some people saying we are, some people saying we aren't, but again, us as fans are just kind of stuck in the middle. This is what he said. Leipzig valued the defender at about 40 to 45 million euro, and he would be open to a new challenge. Atletico Madrid are another club who've been linked with him. They've also been linked with a move from Manchester City's Julian Alvarez. So there we go. Now, one little final thing before I finish up this morning. Alexis Mac Allister was not on the bus and was not part of that song that the Argentinian players, or some of them, were singing that was very disrespectful towards the French national team and certainly a lot of players that come from African origin. I'm delighted to hear that Alexis wasn't there. I'm not judging anybody else. That's for the authorities to look into, but some people were asking me about it on last night's stream, so I've finally been able to bring you guys the news that he wasn't involved in it and he wasn't there. So that's some good news. Ladies and gentlemen, I will be back tonight at 8:45, where of course we'll go through all of these stories in lots more detail. We'll be giving you an update on the Trent situation and asking again, how have the club allowed this to develop to the point where it's even possible. We want to know your thoughts, so don't forget to let us know in the comment section. Drop a like if you enjoy it, and don't forget to check out our Clips channel as well. We're closing in on 30,000 subscribers. You can see the link in the description, or you can scan the QR code in the bottom corner, and I look forward to catching up with you all later. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a lovely day, and I'll catch up with you tonight. Bye bye.